Okay, here we go. We're starting Thanksgiving cooking. So, first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to start my cornbread. Let me get this camera up just a little bit higher here. Okay, I'm going to start my cornbread for my dressing. For my dressing. So, I've got my 2 iron skillets here. See there? Got them greased. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the oven. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put them in the oven. Let them get nice and hot. Always the big pan and the little pan. So we'll have something to eat. Okay, so here you can see my ingredients. Getting ready for my cornbread. Can you see? Well, I'm not doing very good with that. See, there we go. We're going to start mixing this stuff up. Okay. I don't know if all of y'all are like me or not, but I have these certain dishes that I always use. Let me turn it down so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm such a terrible camera person. Okay. Let's see, maybe I need to do it this way. I'll pull it over. There you go. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I don't measure anything. I just do a little dab of this, a little dab of that. So, here we start. I do probably a little over 2 cups of self-rising cornmeal. And then I'm going to do probably about, I don't know, a little less than a cup of self-rising flour, just to give it a little softer texture. Thought I had buttermilk, but as you can see, it's whole milk. It was just in a yellow container. So that's kind of messed with me a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and just mix this up a little bit. And before I put my eggs in first, and what do those eggs do for your bread? They hold it good. So, oops, I'm about to trip over my rug there. So here we go. We're going to get our eggs in. Okay. I've already got my oven heated for 425. I like my cornbread real crispy, even if I'm making it for dressing. I just like it real nice and crunchy. And show you here in just a little bit. I am so disappointed I got. Whenever I seen that yellow container, I thought it was buttermilk, and it's just regular milk. Man, I'm bummed out because the buttermilk does make it a little richer. It's going in dressing. Maybe we won't notice it as much. If I was making regular cornbread, we would. But I don't ever use any type of stuffing mix. That's just not my bag. But I'm getting this ready to go into my steaming hot iron skillets here in just a sec. And again, I don't know how much milk I've used there. I was guessing, I would say maybe 1.5 cups. I don't know. But just get it stirred up real nice and even, as you can see. Get your good texture going on there. Scrape that bottom. I always use my little old Tupperware thing to mix it up in. I don't know why. I just do. But, man, I'm so bummed about my buttermilk, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. It's okay if you get too much milk, because you know what you can do if you do? Add you some more cornmeal. All right. So you see what kind of texture I'm trying to come up with there. All right. Let me see how our iron skillets look here. I'll make sure everything's off the bottom there. You know, you always want to check the bottom. Make sure you don't have any dry ingredients on the bottom there. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get our iron skillets out. I'm going to turn this around so that you can see. All right. Here's my first one. My great old big one. And then I always make a little one for us to snack on, because whenever that bread is cooking, we get hungry. And we want to get us a little piece of it. So I always make my little skillet full too. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour this in there. But yay. Okay. And of course, you know that's going to rise a little bit. It's going to be about perfect for my dressing. Go ahead and put a little bit of my little one over here. Won't take much. And then finish it up. And we're going to put these in the oven. Take them about 20 or 25 minutes to cook on 425. I have a convection oven. I love this thing. It cooks so good. But anyway, first step. Cornbread's ready. Ain't that pretty? My husband's grandmother used to always say, that looks like cake. But that's the way we like our cornbread, nice and crispy. But that will be for a dressing. I'll start my dressing a little later. This is the day before, so I always make my cornbread the day before. And then here's our little snack cornbread. Ain't that pretty? Yum, yum. Okay, I'm getting ready to prepare my ham. And I've got my double cookie sheet here, and then my baking dish that I'm going to put my ham in. I put the double cookie sheet there to keep my ham from burning because it cooks for at least 8 hours. A very special friend of mine gave me this recipe back in the mid-90s, and she's one of my very best friends. Unfortunately, she passed away in May of 2024. I love her dearly and I miss her. But this recipe, this delicious recipe she gave me for this Kentucky Legend ham, I've been using this same recipe since the mid-90s, and it's always a hit. Everyone always loves it. So like I said, I've got my cookie sheets there. I've got 2 cookie sheets in my baking dish, and then I'm preheating my oven for 300, and I will cook this around 8 to 9 hours. And I'm going to show you how that I line my pan because that's very important. Good old aluminum foil there is going to be one of the keys. And then we've got our pineapples and our brown sugar, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start lining my pan here. So I use a lot of aluminum foil on this because, for one thing, it's going to make your pan very sticky if you don't get this pan nice and covered. See my oven going off there where it's okay. Oven going off there. Okay. It's been a while, so I have to get back in my practice here. But you do want to get a lot of aluminum foil in it because, like I said, it can be very, very messy. The cleanup can, so you want to protect yourself from that for sure because this is very sticky with your glaze that goes on it. So I put plenty of foil to cover that up. Okay. So right now I'm just lining my pan. It's just a big mess. Okay. I gotta get those ends covered somewhere. I know y'all are thinking, man, she's using a lot of foil. But I'll get these ends covered. Like I said, when you get done, then you just have to pull off. You don't have to mess. Okay, so let me get this ready for our ham. Okay, so you want to get your pan all covered up, as I've said a few times now. Okay, so then next, what I'm going to do, all right, I've got this Kentucky Legend ham, and this is almost 8 pounds, 7.5. Best ham ever. Trust me. So I'm just going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut it out of the package. Right here. Cut it right out so that I can let some of my juices flow right in there. All right. Now they're wrapped tight for good reason. Keep them nice and fresh. And I do this every Thanksgiving, and I do them sometimes at Christmas if the kids want them. Although we've got to where we do Christmas breakfast instead of Christmas dinner. Y'all, I apologize. It's taking me so long to get this off. But my hands aren't working right. All right. So, oops, I didn't get my plastic bag. All right. I'll go get me a bag. Put my garbage and stuff in. All right, so here we go. We got it out. So then the next thing we're going to do, wash my scissors up here. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our pineapples. See, there wasn't a whole lot of juice. I don't know if you can see that or not, but so we're going to make juice for it. Okay, so I've got my pineapple. Clean the top of that can, I always do. I need a fork so I can get my pineapples out of here. Alright. Sometimes those lids are stubborn. Alright. Use both hands. There we go. Alright, and then I just take my little pineapple rings. I use the little short can of pineapples, pineapple slices, and make sure that you get it in natural pineapple juice, not a syrup or anything, or I do. It's the way I've always done. That's the way that my sweet friend told me to do it. And I tell you, I get a lot of compliments on this ham, and I feel a little guilty, but I always give my friend recognition. I always tell her that one there don't look good. Just to be honest, I might not use that if I got enough. It's probably all right. These others look like it too. I'm tired. So, okay. That'll be plenty without it anyway. All right. See, I've got that. You just put them on there just where they'll stay. It's basically what you're doing. Okay. We got about that much pineapple juice left. Okay. I don't know how much of this you can, or how good you can see that, but see how pretty that is. Okay. That's heavy. And then I just take my brown sugar, and again, I don't measure hardly anything. It's probably not the best idea in the world, but whenever I asked my friend how much brown sugar to put in this pineapple juice, she goes, just till it makes a good glaze. So that's the best cooks in it. So that's what you want to do. And you just stir it up and you make yourself a glaze there. Just add it right. Add that brown sugar right into that pineapple juice. If you can see that or not. It's a little dark. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit more brown sugar to make it just a little thicker. So you see about how much I've used. It was almost a full bag. So, I don't know, probably a cup, something like that. And then all I do is I just pour this right on top of that. See? It just makes this beautiful glaze. This beautiful, yummy glaze. It gets thicker. Further down you go there. So, set that aside there. All right. So, make sure you can see it good there. See how pretty that is? Okay. And that's about a 9 to 13 pan, whatever. Okay, next, the thing you've got to really pay close attention to now. We've just got our Kentucky Legend ham, and we put our pineapple slices on top. Remember, pineapple slices in their own juice, not any heavy syrup. And then you mix up a little bit of light brown sugar to make your glaze. And now we're going to start wrapping it. And what I do is that I'm going to wrap it real tight. So I'm going to start on this end in here. And you always just fold it back just a tad there. I don't know why, but I do that. We're going to wrap it so many times it ain't going to matter anyway. Sometimes we just pick up some little habits like that, don't we? I don't want to not take your little bag. So make sure that you get it to where you can pinch it onto those edges. And then I'm going to fold that back just a tad. Okay. So you see I've got it fully wrapped around the edges and pinch it because you want it airtight to keep all those juices in there. Okay. These are a little sticky. Okay. I'm going to put us another couple of layers of aluminum foil on it. Like I said, you want this as tight as you can get it. And I just kind of fold that over a little bit. And again, it's just personal preference, really. So, and then she's ready to go in the oven now. So you notice that I put 2 layers of aluminum foil on it. Make sure you pinch that real good. And now I'm going to put it in the oven for 8 to 9 hours. And it's going to be delicious. Ham's ready. Look how good that looks. Cooked it a little over 8 hours. Got my water started for my mac and cheese. And getting ready to start on my cornbread dressing. Okay, we're starting the cornbread dressing. So, I got my cornbread. Got my big old bowl. And we're going to start mixing this up. So what I do, whoops. All right. So we're just going to take this cornbread and see, I got this little bitty piece I'm going to start with. I've already washed my hands, just so y'all know. And you just start crumbling in it. Okay? Just start crumbling it. And then we start adding stuff. So, and I usually put all of it in here because I make a pretty good sized pan. I've already got my little pan there that I'm going to make it in. All right. Just keep crumble, crumble, crumble. My sleeves are going to get down in the way here in a minute. I can feel them sliding. But I guess it'd be better if I switched sides there. There you go. And sometimes I even get a gadget to help me get this broken up a little bit. I never use stuffing mix. I've never used it. I've eaten it, and it tastes pretty good. But this is just what I always want to do for Thanksgiving. This is a favorite. This is my mama's recipe. So, I got my water over here, starting my mac and cheese. It's going to be delicious. And it's my mother-in-law's recipe. So, finish getting all this. And then, get all this pretty fine. I like to get it pretty fine. And so I just keep working it with my bare hands. And next we're going to be adding your ingredients and popping this baby in the oven because our people's going to be here in about an hour. I usually just bake mine about 30 or 45 minutes. I know a lot of y'all are probably saying, I've never heard of anybody making dressing like that. We all make it different. It's all good. All right, let's get to our veggies. Okay, time to add our noodles for this good old mac and cheese. All right, pour them in there. And then we're going to give them a big old stir. We'll let them babies swell up. And then we're going to start adding all the goodies to it. All right. Okay, I got my cake ready. I got my noodles boiling. There's my ham sitting there waiting to be cut. And here's my cornbread dressing. Prepped a little bit. I got my cornbread crumbled up. Got my onions and celery there. And then here's my chicken broth, my sage, my eggs. And I'm getting ready to spray my pan there a little bit so it won't stick. And we'll see how this comes out here in a minute. All right, let's get this dressing going. All right, I'm going to add, I've already sprayed my pan over here with Pam so it won't stick. I'm getting my eggs added here. All right, start blending just a little bit. All right. And you know what? I haven't salt and peppered it yet. Let me get my salt and pepper. It's going to take a lot for this big old pan, right? So here we go. A couple of big old swigs there. That should do it. And then let's do a little bit of pepper here. Get that cap off. There we go. Got that much right there. Get that sleeve rolled up there. Okay. About that much should do it. Alrighty. And then I'm going to go ahead and set just a tad. Got my eggs in there. Hold it together nice and tight. Hopefully. Got my chicken broth because I don't do the turkey. My daughters do the turkey. So I don't have the turkey broth. So I'm going to use this good old chicken broth, which, to be honest, personally, I don't know about y'all, but I can't really tell the difference. Okay. Continue to mix that up. All right. Here's the best part. That good old sage. I love sage. Have to be careful because I'll overdo it. I will absolutely overdo it. Because I love sage. Not that much. Let's see. Start mixing that. Y'all going to say, oh man, that's going to be green. No, it won't. Oh man, that smells good. It smells good. All right. Okay, this dressing's ready to go in the oven. Yum, yum. Okay, we're ready to start adding our ingredients for our mac and cheese. Don't that look good? Okay, I got my butter sliced up here. That's a whole stick of Land O'Lakes butter. Here's my cheeses I'm going to put in it. Let's start stirring this up. See what it's going to look like. It's going to be good. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start dropping my butter pats in there. Okay. Because you put a whole stick of butter in there, you know what happens, don't you? Get one clump in one area there. All right. So there we got that. Start stirring that and mixing that in. Okay. Sorry about that, kids. It's too steamy. You ain't going to be able to do it that way. Hold on. There's the dressing, mac and cheese, my daughter turkey gravy. And Jennifer, did you do this mashed potato or the potato salad? That looks good. And I'm just vlogging. So here you go, cuties. Vlogging or flogging or vlogging or vlogging. That's what I said. What'd you say? I think I said. Okay. I said vlogging. Okay, you're done. Here's the mac and cheese. It's so good.